Nothing says summer like barbecue. Today, I'm going to show you how to cook Greiner style competition pork ribs. The things that you're going to need today: a Traeger Texas Elite Pellet 34. You're also going to need pork ribs. We like to use St. Louis style. You're going to need 3 racks. Your ingredients are going to be Lawry's garlic salt, black pepper, brown sugar, butter. You can either use salted or unsalted, your preference, a good amount of honey, and your personal favorite barbecue sauce. There are 5 steps to cooking Greiner style competition pork ribs. The first step is seasoning. The second step, smoking. The third step is going to be the application of butter, honey, and brown sugar to those pork ribs. Your fourth step is going to be cooking in tin foil. And your fifth step is going to be charring. Step 1, seasoning. When it comes to seasoning, use the seasons that you like. Here at the Greiner home, we like to use Lawry's garlic salt and good old-fashioned black pepper. We find that these just bring out such a good taste in the meat. When it comes to the application, we like to be a little bit liberal and apply a good amount. So we're going to season the meat side first on all of these bad boys. After that, you want to put your black pepper on. Just keep on coming. Season to taste. Season to taste. After you've done that, you want to make sure you have clean hands, all washed and ready to go. Just keep on rubbing it. After you season the meat side, you want to flip them over and do your bone side. Oh, that looks so good. It's going to be delicious. Absolutely delicious. Just rub that in there nice. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. After seasoning, your next step is going to be smoking. You're going to want to smoke meat side up in the Traeger grill. Very important step. Alright, the next step is smoking the ribs. Got our ribs out here. Once your Traeger started smoking like ours is, you know you're ready to go. Important step here, make sure the meat side is up. Those in. Perfect. After you have your meat positioned on the Traeger, meat side up. Very important. The next step, just waiting. We're going to let these ribs smoke for 2 hours. We'll check in with you later. So the third step in making Greiner style competition ribs is the application of butter, honey, and brown sugar. While the ribs are smoking, we have a little bit of time to do some preparatory work. One of the things that I like to do is have my butter sliced and ready to go for application. So we've got a nice cold butter here. The colder the butter, the better. It will actually hold its form in the little slices that we're going to make. Have a good butter knife ready to go. Just begin to slice. And it looks beautiful. Just like that. And we just get, I like to use two sticks of butter for this recipe, but it's really preference. If you want to go with 3, you could do that. If you want to do a little less, maybe a stick and a half. Those are all your choices. Here, we like to use 2. This is almost ready. A couple more slices out of this one. And then last one there. Voila. Our butter is sliced and ready to go. The ribs have been smoking for 2 hours. That is a perfect amount of time to give them a good smoky flavor. So the next step is to take the ribs out. Let's do that. Beautiful looking. Very, very nice. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Close that down. Bring your Traeger to 225. Now it's time to add the butter, honey, and brown sugar. So we've just taken the ribs from the smoker, and now we're going to be doing the application of butter, honey, and brown sugar. Make sure you have a good big butter spoon. I'm sorry, not a butter spoon, a butter knife and a spoon. Let's take a look at the ribs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful in color. Slightly smoked, ready to go. What we're going to need next is tin foil. You want the tin foil to be big enough to cover both sides. Have enough room here. Perfect. When I put this on, I like to start with meat side up because we're going to end with meat side down. Take our butter, begin to apply it very liberally. So you want to see you're applying butter very, very liberally on this. Very good. Once we've done that, get your honey and drizzle it on. I like to put a healthy amount. Very healthy amount of honey. Get your brown sugar. Take your spoon. Start applying it. And this is all to taste. It's not an exact measurement. My original recipe that I followed wasn't exact, but I've just learned to put enough, put a lot on here that makes it much better. So what's going to happen, this glaze is going to become your drippings. And this dripping will become your dipping sauce during dinner. You're actually going to use the honey and butter and brown sugar, this juice that's going to be collected at the bottom of this tin foil, and this will become your dipping sauce during dinner. Excellent, excellent. So I think that's a good amount for the meat side. We're going to flip it over now. We're going to apply it to the bone side. Get some more butter. This side I don't put quite as much on as I do the meat side. The key thing, you want a good tin foil seal. You don't want anything to be leaking out. And you want the meat to be cooking and soaking in this juice. It's just going to be excellent. Absolutely excellent. That's almost there. A little bit more. And I like this amount, pretty even consistency. This brown sugar is a little bit old, but it will still work. It'll melt and be liquefied. Okay, so now it comes to the sealing portion. This is why you want to have a nice long piece. Slide this down a little bit. Perfect. Come up here. So you can see, come up here. Right there. Bring that up. That's ready to go. Perfect. So you want to do all your ribs just like this. Get them ready to go. Remember, meat side is down, and we're going to go into back into the Traeger like this. You want to be able to collect those juices, let the meat cook and marinate in those juices. Very critical to having good quality competition style ribs. All right, the next step is actually cooking in the tinfoil process. This is where we're actually going to get the flavor in the meat, and it's going to be, this is such a critical part and such, I'm excited about this part because I know we're going to have some good ribs here pretty soon. So, get it open, it's on the side. Remember, you want to make sure you lay it meat side down. You want it to cook in the juices. There they are, ready to go. Okay, side down, cooking. All right, we're almost ready to eat. The next step in cooking Greiner style competition pork ribs is to get the ribs out of the Traeger and into these metal trays. I like to use metal trays to catch all of the drippings. This is a very key part. You can use a casserole tray. We like to use metal trays, but the reason for this is we've got to catch those drippings because that's going to be your dipping sauce during dinner. I like to use these gloves, and this allows me to protect my hands when I open up the Traeger and begin to slide out the meat. Let's take a look. Beautiful, beautiful. You want to get your tray right on the lip of the Traeger. I like to slide them. Very delicate here because you do not want to bust this tinfoil. Yeah, it's already starting to drip right there, so you move a little bit quick when things start going south. This one next. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now that I've got the ribs in their containers, they're collecting the juices. We're going to go inside the kitchen and we're going to prepare for the next step, which is the fifth step, which is going to be the actual charring of the ribs. The next step, folks, is to take the meat out of the tin foil. Do it carefully. And the reason we're in these metal containers is it's going to actually just catch the drippings for us. Very nice. Oh, and that meat is just so tender, so juicy. Absolutely excellent. This is very good ribs. Perfect. Perfect. Take this one off here. Oh yeah. Very hot, very hot. Just be delicate as you're doing it. Perfect. 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 And what we want to do next is we want to get the ribs out of here in a separate tray, and then we're going to collect the drippings in a container like this, and then you want to strain it to make sure you get rid of, you don't want that crud in your drippings. Next step is to get the ribs onto a cutting board. Let's do that, and we want to save those drippings. drippings are very crucial and critical right now. That looks so tender, so juicy. Very good, very, very good. I'm just going to put this on the side for a moment. The next step is to collect the drippings. That, just like this. Perfect. This is your dipping sauce. Excellent. It's so sweet, so savory. It's going to be delicious. Can't wait. All right, the next step, the fifth step, the charring process. This is going to last between 20 and 30 minutes. Depending upon where you live and how much you want it charred, you're going to want to make sure you monitor it. Before I left, I set my thermostat to 325 degrees. Next part, take these ribs, put them in here. Let's start doing it. You're going to want to do it meat side up, but first I'm going to actually do meat side down for one good reason. And that reason is I need to apply my barbecue sauce. So my spicy. That looks just absolutely gorgeous. For us today, we're going to be using Bullseye Original. Squirt it in there. Give yourself a nice amount. Have a brush for application. Just begin to paint it on. Oh yeah, that is delicious. Now that I have my meat side down, I'm going to flip them over. Like have equal application of sauce. Just get that sauce all over it. Oh yeah. I love barbecue sauce. All right. Now that we've put the barbecue sauce on the ribs, it's just a waiting game. 20, 30 minutes, and we're going to have some of the most delicious ribs ever. All right, we've taken it from the Traeger, from the charring process, brought it back into the kitchen, and now we're ready to cut these beautiful ribs up. Let's get into it. I like to cut each individual rib off for each person. There we go. That looks so juicy and so good. Oh, that looks just, it's so tender. The meat just comes right off. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. They are hot still. Be careful you don't burn yourself. Perfect. Meat just is so tender and it smells so good. I wish I could transmit the smell and taste over to YouTube, but you're just going to get the visuals today. But this is absolutely just gorgeous meat. Excellent. Excellent job.
that the hot one?
No, this is not the hot one. A little bit too hot to touch. That'll be good right there. Perfect. As you can see, the meat is just absolutely gorgeous. Cut perfect, nice caramelization over the top. We got that from the last process and just searing it. This is ready to serve up. We serve it up on a nice platter and we will be done. That's delicious. Perfect, folks. This is Greiner style competition pork ribs. This is how you do ribs if you want to win, if you want to impress your friends, or if you just want to be nice to your family. This is a great way to have an evening and to have a great meal. From Matthew Lee Greiner, barbecue on.